videos or something, I'll just kind of read your language if it's, because I have a lot of examples. Sometimes it's better to show rather than tell. So before I get started, I want to ask, how many of your guys' companies in here are represented on Facebook? Has a Facebook fan page? I would think just about everybody. How about Twitter? Are most of you guys, your companies active on Twitter? Now, how about individually? Do a lot of you guys use Facebook for your own personal lives? So those of you who use Facebook, why do you use it? Do you use it so you can be marketed a bunch of things from airlines and airports and clothing companies and restaurants? Or did you use it because you want to check out what your friends are doing, or kind of spy on that girl that was your sweetheart in high school, or whatever it might be? See if she ended up with worse off guy than you. But the point being, everybody's on Facebook now, everybody's on Twitter now. Actually, by the end of this year, there's a lot of studies that are saying that 99% of retailers in this country will be on Facebook and 91% on Twitter. So the point is, it's no longer about being on Facebook or on Twitter, it's what are you doing there? And how can you use that to actually add value to the user using it, that's using Twitter, but also drive your company's business goals. So today I want to talk to you about the 2 paradigm shifts in travel that are happening because of social media, and 3 ways that we can drive results, meaning customer engagement and ultimately revenues, by leveraging those social media things that are happening. I'm a little behind, sorry. So again, I'm Steve Klimek. I'm representing a company called Simplifying, and we help airlines and airports engage customers profitably. So what's that mean? We basically do a lot of consulting work with airlines and airports on social media, helping them with strategy, helping them with implementation. We actually started as a blog, which we still operate, so there's plenty of good information on that. We were really lucky, well, I shouldn't say lucky, but fortunate that Travel Weekly just awarded us #1 travel blog in the world, so we have a lot of good content that's free, and you guys should definitely check it out. My colleague and I are both certified airline and airport marketing instructors for IATA, so we do some of that training as well, and we speak at lots of these conferences. Our company is actually based in Singapore, but I'm actually from Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia, so D.C. suburbs, but I'm pretty much always on a plane, so you're more likely to find me there, somewhere, traveling, wherever. I brought some friends with me, so I'm going to quiz a few people in the room today. I saw a couple of Argentinian folks here. Anybody, or are we here? Okay. Recognize this guy? Juan Manuel, let me get out of your way. Does he look familiar? All right. How about Airbus guys? Do any of you guys recognize this guy, Randy? Does he look familiar? This one might be a stretch because I know that this is a little tough because these guys, most of you guys in this room are not working with like loyalty or with, this is actually Airbus training. But anyway, we're going to come back to this later. I'll explain why I brought these guys. Anybody from Tom, you guys? This guy look familiar? Have you ever seen him at the airport? Okay, well anyway, that's just something to quiz you. I want you guys thinking about why I'm showing you these people and who they are. And we'll come back to it later. Hopefully I won't forget. If I forget, you can ask me. So let's get started. 2 paradigm shifts in travel because of social media. The first one is that the cult is in. And what do I mean by that? It's not some crazy guy in a barn in Texas giving you interesting Kool-Aid or anything like that. But what I'm talking about is how you reach the masses of people. Do you remember when CRM used to be customer relationship management, probably 10 years ago, 5 years ago? Everybody in this room, your company probably has a CRM system, email lists and all that. Well, I don't think it's really any more about the customer. It's about reaching the cult. Let me show you a video before I kind of explain this a little further. Have any of you guys seen this guy before? Nobody? All right. Oh, okay. Well, we have one. But you know what? Just check this out for a minute. Okay. I think it's, I hear it a little bit out of here, but maybe, I think it's, okay, hold on.
It's a mess.
Okay, try this again.
Yeah, it's good.
Let me try this one more time.
You got to look around a bit. So, where'd you go?
Sorry guys, I didn't know that the sound was not...
I spend most of my time.
Alright, so let's play this back from the beginning.
So, how'd you like New Zealand? Oh, I think she is taking away my breath. Her river, her mountains, her animal, I can't breathe. I love her bush.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's good you got to look around a bit. Yeah. So, where'd you go? I spend most of my time beating off the track in many places. Tasting pleasure, sir? Awesome. Thank you. This is alive. All we need now is a nice kiwi bitch. Excuse me? You know, like lying around on a white sandy beach. Oh. You can feel her wind. She's blowing you.
So this is just one example that Air New Zealand did with this RICO campaign, and music stopped. When they launched this, they actually had something like 500,000 hits on YouTube within a few weeks. And I know a guy who works in pricing for Air New Zealand, and prior to the whole social era, if you wanted to reach 500,000 people with a message, with a new fare, with a new destination, you had to have 500,000 people in his CRM, customer relationship management database. And sure, with the CRM system, you can just click a button and the email goes out to everybody. But imagine the time and effort involved in reaching those 500, or collecting those 500,000 people's information. In this case, they didn't send this out to 500,000 people. They probably sent out a link to 50 or so. And those 50 sent it to 5,000, and those 5,000 became 500,000. So that's what I mean by cult. Has anybody in this room, is anybody going to take credit for maybe generating something that you did immediately generated maybe $1.5 million of revenue for your company? Can anybody say that? If you could, would you expect that your title is probably something higher than what it is now?
Probably.
Now how about if you did that in 10 seconds of work? Well, anybody familiar with this lady? I unfortunately probably yes. I'm not too thrilled about it. Well, she's holding a picture of me up speaking, which is kind of funny. But she actually, it was a big deal with, a big deal happened last year. She flew Emirates, and she flew first class on their A380, and she started tweeting about it. She tweeted a picture of the Emirates logo in the first class area and her suite and everything. And she ended up generating what people estimate as $1.5 million of free publicity for Emirates Airlines, and I guess that helps Airbus as well since it was the 380, so had a couple of good effects on that. But point being, she's an example of the cult, reaching somebody who can reach everyone else for you, then you don't have to do all the work. So that's what I mean by my first point about the cult being in. Secondly, the traveler life cycle, let me catch up, is evolving. So let me tell you what airlines are good at right now. Every airline in this room, you're really good at booking. So if I want to fly, I go to your website, I can go to an OTA site, Expedia, Orbitz, anything like that, or I can go to the travel agency, and you're really good at taking my money. Okay, so as soon as I want to fly, no problem. You're even better at the flying part. So, you know, if I'm Felicidade on Tom, I know I have a priority check-in. I'm flying first class, business class, I know where to go. I should have put Tam on there. I know exactly where to go to my gate, no problem. You might have a priority lane for your frequent flyers. I know what I like you all know what I like on board, maybe even a free haircut if anybody wants to be innovative and start offering. That's actually me, I kind of have a different look now, but you probably know my meal preferences if I'm one of your key customers. I'm a priority customer, my bag comes out first, and I'm a happy camper. I'm enjoying my holiday, I'm off on vacation at the beach. This one is in Bali. But unfortunately, that's where it ends right now. Sure, that I might be in your traditional CRM system, so I might get an email 4 months later about the new destination that you're flying to. But as far as this particular trip goes, that experience, that engagement is over. I'm going to show you a video again. I have a lot of these, so just bear with me. But I want you to think about why I'm showing you this video, and then I'll explain why after. But check it out.
looking for work? Well, you may want to consider moving to Australia.
Australia's Tourism Bureau looking to fill what it is calling the best job in the world.
澳洲呢份工究竟有幾好呢？
Could this be your new office? Hamilton Island, off the coast of Queensland, needs a caretaker.
Duties include feeding ocean fish, cleaning a pool, and collecting deliveries of mail.
It comes with a rent-free 3-bedroom villa with plunge pool.
All this and a salary of about $8,800 a month. As you might imagine, the regional director says response to the ad has been overwhelming.
Apart from being a very clever way to publicise an extremely beautiful part of Australia, I think what this position reflects is a desire to say to the world, look, this is a wonderful place to come and travel to.
And all you have to do is write a weekly blog.
That copyright.
There's no catch. This is a real job.
I'll be very good at it.
You'd have to remember to feed the fish.
Video applications, including one from the Vatican. All applicants have to do is submit a 60-second video to this website, islandreefjob.com.
Hi, I'm John, and I'm a police officer in England, and you can tell by the silly hat.
I come from the ice tundra of the world.
It's really cold here in Connecticut, and I'd love to go to your paradise.
My dad was the great entertainer, Mr. Dean Martin.
Or do you think all we do is eat sausages and sauerkraut? Well, let me prove you wrong, because I'm definitely not one of them.
Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! Here I am.
Here in the north of Sweden, the sea is covered with ice. So if you want to go snorkeling, you need an icebreaker.
So we're going to allow the public to vote for their favourite candidate. We'll pick another 10. We'll fly them across to Hamilton Island for a final interview, and then pick the successful candidate.
It's very tempting.
You sign up for that one, huh?
Sounds like tough work there.
Watch the whales.
So if you're not here tomorrow.
They accepted me. I don't think so.
Australia.
Right.
Oh, man.
So that kind of had a double effect. First, I want to show you the example of probably the best social media campaign that's ever been run, according to a lot of reports. And you could see that it generated something like $80 million in publicity for Hamilton Islands. And what did it cost? You know, a few $1,000s to make, you know, whatever materials they did to hire the copywriters for Twitter or whatever. But then, you know, you pay the salary of $100,000 a year. But why did 1.4 million people apply for this job? Is it because your dream is to clean a fish tank and feed some fish and write a weekly blog post? Probably not. The whole point is that they instilled a dream in people's minds about the Hamilton Islands. You really want to go there, you have to see this place, it's beautiful, it's paradise. And so I think that when we're talking about a travel life cycle, it really starts at that point. It's not when I go to book, it's when I first get the inspiration that I want to go see Sao Paulo, I want to go see Paris, whatever it might be. So I think right now, we have to zoom out and start with that dream. And right now, airlines are not part of that touch point, except in a few cases that I'll get to later. I'll give you an example of how this works. So my parents, I'm pretty close to them. Sometime last year, they went on a cruise in Alaska. And I guess just at Labor Day, which is a holiday here, a few weeks ago, they had a little barbecue in our neighborhood, and the next door neighbors were all mingling. And my parents mentioned the Alaska cruise. And so the next door neighbor, a guy named Bill, his wife actually, Monica, was saying, oh, that sounds like a great idea, we should think about that sometime. And Bill's thinking, okay, sure, fine. But then he realizes, oh, it's 20th anniversary coming up. That sounds like a great idea. Is that really what you want? So anyway, the point being, the dream has been implanted in their head. Once they have that dream, they're not just booking a ticket right away, they're researching. So they're using a lot of social media tools, things like Kayak, things like TripAdvisor, stuff like this to look at fares, look at packages, look at reviews of hotels, restaurants, things like that. So this is another touch point in this cycle that airlines are still not really leveraging the full power that they have to influence. So then of course we get to our booking, we get to our travel, and is that it? Still not it. Because what are people doing nowadays? Why is Facebook so popular? You're sharing. So when I travel, I'm sharing it. A few weeks ago I was actually in Singapore, and some of your airports may have this, where they have the public computer banks that anybody can use, usually like a group of 6 of them or something. Well, I actually had to send out an email for work, and my computer or something was acting up with it. So I was trying to get on one of these things, and I went to one bank, and 6 out of 6 people were on Facebook. I go to another one, like 5 out of 6 on Facebook, and one of them was shopping or something. Point being, you know, I'm thinking, you people do any work, you know, come on, I have business to do. But the fact is, they're all sharing. Nobody's Facebook profile picture is your passport photo, just kind of staring there with no smile. It's a picture of you in front of the palm tree or something like this. So You can laugh at my little, I couldn't find anything last night, so I went across the street this morning to the Coconut Grove sign to show that I'm in Miami. But anyway, that's the point. It's about sharing. So there's so many areas that airlines are not really touching right now when you just think about the booking and travel. And so what I want to try to get you to do is think about how you can become part of the other points of that cycle. So we have that the cult is in, and we have that the traveler life cycle is evolving. So what does it do for us? What does it mean for us? How are we going to drive results because of that and really impact our bottom line? This is example time, so I just have a lot of examples to give you. If they get a little tiring, just let me know. I can kind of skip through some of them. But they're all really good examples of some airlines that are really actively involved with this right now. You got to help them dream and share. So this is our first takeaway point. Because we mentioned that the traveler life cycle has zoomed out. It's not just the booking and the travel anymore. It's about the dreaming, it's about the planning, the validating, and the sharing. And so how can we get involved in that part of it? Anybody familiar with Jetstar here? It's mostly Asia, well, it's all Asia, Australia, so probably not as much with the Latin America crowd, but just a really good example of how you can help your audience dream, help your customers dream. They actually built a microsite through their Jetstar website, which is called Jetstar Stories. And what they do is they give away one free flight every single day to the best story that's submitted. And these are stories about the destinations that Jetstar flies to. So the point is, nobody, except maybe some crazy people out there, nobody thinks on their vacation that I have to go fly LAM. I have to go fly on American Airlines, no matter where it takes me. It's about they want to go see a destination. They want to go to a place that LAM can take them or American can take them. So what this does is it's really creating a lot of free content for Jetstar. Well, free in the sense, well, it's not free, they're giving away a flight, but with capacity control and all that, it's easy to figure out what seats are going to be empty anyway. So it's having their own customers create a lot of content and marketing and PR and all that sort of material, as well as creating something that inspires people to dream and think about where they'd like to go. And oh, by the way, Jetstar's logo is all over the page. So if I want to book Jetstar, it's really easy to do that. JetBlue does something kind of similar. They have what's called a True Blue community, and they're one of the more innovative social media companies, US airlines in social media. But they have this portal where they post a couple of feature cities with a nice postcard-looking photo and all that. But then they have these message boards, and you can see these are customers instilling these dreams in other customers' minds, like pizza in New York, things like that. So it's about leveraging basically what I'm saying is a lot of your customers will do this work for you. It's just a matter of providing them an opportunity to do it. SAS Eurobonus. So any of you flown on Scandinavian by any chance? Very nice airline. So I guess the Airbus folks, you get around the world quite a bit. But are you a member of Eurobonus by any chance? I wouldn't think so, again, from this crowd. But they have a really innovative program for their frequent flyers. And so it's called Eurobonus, and what it does is when I log into my site, my account, so I can see how many miles I have, what my balance is, it actually already lays out for me 9 destinations that I'm eligible to fly to, which means I can literally just click, deduct my miles, and I'm off. They actually divide them into categories, so this one has solo, romance, and family. I don't understand, I don't know if you can read that, but they put Paris under solo, which seems like a mistake to me, but that's besides the point. But the point is that they're really making it easy to see, oh, I never thought about Paris before. Well, most people probably have, but oh, okay, I'd love to go to Paris. Secondly, they realize most people probably don't have 80,000 miles in their account. Most of your members of your frequent flyer program probably have taken 1 or 2 trips on you before. So what they do is they have an option where you can allow it to show you destinations that are beyond your reach. So you might want to go to Tokyo, for example, something like that. And even though you only have 20,000 miles, you need 60,000 miles. It shows you basically exactly what your shortcoming is. It shows you an easy link to the booking engine so you can figure out how to get to that point that you want to get to. So again, it's about creating a goal in your mind. And maybe next time you look to fly and the ticket on SAS is $10 or $20 more than the other airline, you might pay it because you've already thought, oh, I have to get up to my 50,000 miles. Next, they use, for each of these destinations, if you click on it, they actually take content from free travel blog types of sites. So like, I think this one is from TripAdvisor. So they're actually sourcing content for free that they can just take from a line of source code. And it's allowing the customers to publicize the destination for them. So again, this is taking none of your marketing department's energy. They're not having to write anything about how great Helsinki is. And it's also more